From brilliant mind arrested.
The suspect, 26-year-old Seth Mwabe, a Meru University dropout, the main suspect in various fraud cases.
To Mandera under Al-Shabaab control.
A huge chunk of the area is now being partially controlled by Al-Shabaab.
Should boda riders be accountable?
Acha ni address hii issue ya boda guys kushinda wamechoma magari after wamegongwa kwa barabara.
Importance of GenZs and millennials unity.
I'm putting this data for you, and especially the millennials and the GenZs.
Hello, how are you? Welcome back to ShowNewTrend. I'm host of today, and my name is Elvis Dairy. Super Metro, a public transport bus company, is not new in the headlines due to its recent controversial news. Along Thika Superhighway, Super Metro bus was torched near Juja after a motorbike rider died on the spot in an accident. Take a look at some of these horrific scenes.
Hapa Juja manze.
Kenyans, do you think reckless boda riders should also be held to account? If you are the CS for Interior or Transport, what would you have done to stop all this nonsense?
Bro, acha ni address hii issue ya boda guys kushinda wamechoma magari after wamegongwa kwa barabara. Most of you, kama wewe ni driver, unaweza elewana na mimi. Like, boda guys wanakuanga so careless. They just overtake from nowhere. Kwa unashindana tu umechungana na gari, unashtukia tu ndio mbele yako. Unashtukia tu ndio from your left hand. Unaona? Unamshtukia tu ndio ukienda kupiga kona na yeye anaangana kupita hii side nyingine kwenye unapiga kona. Sasa hiyo mumwekea mpaka indicator. Haoni. Unaona? So to end this ni hivi tu. Hii ni maoni yangu. If I were the CS for internal security ama transport, hii ningefanya crackdown nyingine kali sana. Boda guys, like now wamechoma hiyo Super Metro hapo Thika Road. Ningewacha tu wachome leo. Kesho yake neka crackdown. Hakuna pikipiki inapita hiyo area. Hizo area yote, hiyo radius yote. Mpaka wanipatie the calibrates. Unaona? Alafu wase unawaforce waenda shule wote ya driving wote. Kila mtu akuwe na license yote. Unaona? Na wafollow sheria za barabara. There's no way. Hakuna mwenye anasapenda kuongana na mtu wa nduthi kwa barabara. Unashtukianga tu amekuja. Speed yenye ulikuwa nayo anafikiri ni speed ya pikipiki. Jamaa anakufuataka na speed yake ya 80 ama speed yake ya 60, hajui wewe uko 120. Anakuja tu kama ameingia mbele yako. Utafanya nini?
A GenZ lady narrates how Super Metro driver slowed down to 20 kilometers per hour from Juja to Thika after passengers complained of reckless driving. Listen to what she had to say.
Yesterday, I met the pettiest person ever. Let's get into it. So, I'm coming from town, to Thika. Nikapanga line. Line karibu ya 2 hours. Kutoka nimepanga line ya 2 hours, tumeingia kwa gari. Haya, after kuingia kwa gari, tumeenda vizuri mpaka tumefika Juja. Kufika Juja, kuna passenger moja ka complain akasema tunapelekwa RAF. So, mimi nilikuwa nimekaa hapo mbele. Alafu conductor anakuja, anasimamisha gari, anaambia driver aje, kuna mtu amesema unapeleka gari RAF. So me I'm expecting aseme ni sawa ama pole ama like something like that ama iishe. Tell me why this driver goes ahead anatupeleka na 20 kilometers per hour. It was slow. When I tell you it was slow, it was slow. Let me show you.
The DCI has arrested a 26-year-old Meru University GenZ dropout, Seth Mwabe, for hacking and getting away with 11.4 million Kenyan shillings from a betting farm. But before we continue, Kenyans, listen to this, courtesy of NTV.
When detectives from the DCI's Banking Fraud Investigations Unit made their way to Tatu City early Saturday morning, it was to wind up on weeks of intensive analytical investigations into a series of electronic fraud and making arrests. The suspect, 26-year-old Seth Mwabe, a Meru University dropout, the main suspect in various fraud cases, with the most recent being the alleged online siphoning of 11.4 million shillings from a major bet farm.
This year, in July, a report was made to Banking Fraud Investigations Nairobi that a payment service provider had lost 11.4 million through fraudulent means. Investigations commenced, and DCI team of experts from Banking Fraud launched investigations, and they established that the fraud was done through bypassing the payment service provider systems, security systems, and they succeeded to defraud the complainant or the company of the 11.4 million.
According to the Central Region Criminal Investigations Officer Dr. Abraham Mugambi, a refusal by the suspect to grant access to the officers led to a forced entry.
I'm a cybersecurity engineer. So the line between I'm a cybersecurity engineer. Yes. So this is what I do.
Kenyans, how many brilliant minds are locked up in prison across the country? Instead of the government creating opportunities for such intelligent minds, they are busy looting and sending innocent Kenyans to jail. This image is a depiction of how the DCI investigates SHA looters. The people are tired, no medicines in hospitals.
Umeregister SHA?
Ya nini?
Kwa nini hujaregister?
Register. Kwani NHIF ilifanya nini makosa gani?
Na sasa ukagojeka.
Nimezoea kwenda kununua dawa kwa chemist. Kwa daktari na dawa kwa prescription. Lakini dawa nitaenda kununua kwa chemist. Na the same doctor ambao anaajiriwa na serikali anapewa pesa yangu ile ninafanyia ushuru. Kwa hivyo sioni haja hiyo.
Kwa hivyo afya yako umeiweka mikononi mwako
na Mungu. Na Mungu ndio kila kitu. Lakini sasa kuchukuliwa pesa na njia ya utakatifu.
Lakini SHA ingekuwa inafanya kazi vile inafaa, unaweza register.
Backbone ya hii maneno yote ambayo tutakataa na tumekataa ni kuona serikali potofu ambao ni mwananchi wa kawaida kazi yoyote. Sheria hiyo ikitengenezwa itaingia kwa njia yote serikali ambayo
Did you know that more than 60% of Mandera is under Al-Shabaab control? They are being given Kenyan IDs and claiming Kenyan land in Mandera. Listen to what Mandera governor had to say about this.
And I can confirm that in our counties, a huge chunk of the area is now being partially controlled by Al-Shabaab. I can tell you for Mandera, Al-Shabaab presence and sightings are more than 60% of Mandera County. Members of press, I think the main objective of the meeting was clearly dealt with by my brother Governor Wajir. Mine is just to add some 2-3 points. One, I would like to tell the country that Al-Shabaab is no longer a ragtag group. Al-Shabaab is becoming stronger and stronger as the days goes, and I can confirm that in our counties, a huge chunk of the area is now being partially controlled by Al-Shabaab. I can tell you for Mandera, Al-Shabaab presence and sightings are more than 60% of Mandera County. What that means is that we are no longer be able to go out of our headquarters to provide services to the people of our counties.
It is high time that the people of Northeastern learn from the people of the mountain. What happens when a militia is allowed to operate in your area? Mungiki did not terrorize other tribes. They terrorized the Kikuyu who first supported it. So Kenyans, do you think Jubaland militia will hurt the people of Northeastern first?
history of Jubaland invasion in Mandera, you guys are picking up today, was raised. An alarm was raised over 2 weeks ago by the governor of Mandera. And I'm going to tell you two things. Number one, you guys don't watch news. Number two, even when Rigathi highlights this, it's not because he's done a huge research. It was out there. You guys are just finding out about it. So when the governor was speaking to the media during the devolution conference, which is 2 weeks ago, he raised an alarm and he said, it is our duty to protect our citizen and we take that responsibility very seriously. The presence of Jubaland forces in BP1 is not only unauthorized, but also poses a serious threat to the safety and security of our residents. We trust in the ability and commitment of the KDF to uphold regional security and stability by ensuring foreign forces operate strictly within their recognized jurisdictions. Sawa. And he says we hereby demand for the immediate relocation of Jubaland forces from BP1 back to Somalia. 2 weeks ago, an alarm was raised. Na nimeona Rigathi mwambia, oh, instead of attacking me, they should be protecting the people. An alarm was raised. An alarm was raised.
Now to security matters, where Mandera Governor Mohammed Khalif has appealed for security officers in the border county to flush out what he termed as Jubaland insurgent causing insecurity. The call comes a day after one person died and one other was injured after they stepped on an IED on Wednesday. The county chief further expressed concerns about a possible, or rather the possibility, of this spilling insecurity from Somalia to the whole country.
A Kenyan Somali Gen Z, Abdul Aziz, has decided to send a message to his community who are residing in Nairobi. Listen to what he had to say.
Tunataka saa hii watu wa Northeastern mwende ground mtafute kura. Na hii mambo ya kukuja Nairobi, ati mnachukua watu kwa kijiji au watu wa Kushat community mnachukuliwa, mnapelekwa Northern Kenya kupiga kura. Saa hii wale watu wetu wako Nairobi, wale watu wanakaa Nairobi, musiende uko Northeastern ama wapi kupiga kura zenyu. Governor wetu ni wa Nairobi. Kila mtu atafagia kwa mlango ya mama yake. Kura yetu yote itabaki Nairobi, sababu tunaendanga tunapeleka kura yetu Northeastern, tunakosa hizi basari za Nairobi. Tunaambiwa kura zetu ni za wapi? Za Northeastern. Tunaenda mnapigia kura watu huko Mandera, alafu mkirudi mnapambana na Sakaja. Sakaja atawasaidia aje? Mkumsaidia kuingia ndani. Saa hii kura yetu yote tutaanza campaign by the end of next month. Tutatembea kwa kila kijiji, tutakuja Kiamaiko, tutakuja kila pahali. Sisi kama vijana tutashikana na tutatoa uongozi mzuri wa hii Nairobi. Tutatafuta sisi kama Kushat community vijana tutatoa candidate wetu wa governor Nairobi, candidate wetu wa women rep na kila bunge. Sisi tutashikana na tuta-announce hivi karibuni.
The British has really destroyed Somalia's economy and they need to be sued for it. Somalia is systematically attacked by the West till date. Listen to this.
Somalia should sue Britain for at least $100 billion because Britain deliberately destroyed Somalia's economy to protect its other colonies. They dismantled the Mogadishu-Villa-Brutsi railway, which carried bananas, cotton and sugar. Without it, exports collapsed. They blocked the Berbera-Harar railway because they wanted Aden and Djibouti to stay the main trade hubs, not Somali ports. They killed Somalia's cotton industry because it threatened British cotton from Egypt and India. They blocked Somali sugar projects to protect sugar from Mauritius and the Caribbean. They deliberately flooded Somali markets with cheap flour and rice from British India, destroying Somali farmers so India stayed on top. They taxed Somali livestock, but stopped meat and leather factories, so profits went to India and Kenya where they had production. They destroyed the Hafun salt factory in 1941, the biggest in the world, and never rebuilt it, because Somali salt would compete with British salt. They even blocked Somali minerals, tin and iron, to protect Nigeria and Zambia, uranium and copper, to protect South Africa, gypsum and limestone, to keep cement imports flowing from Aden and India. They restricted Somali fisheries while Aden and India took the market. They killed Somali textiles and soap because Manchester mills needed the monopoly. Frankincense, myrrh, bananas, livestock, salt, cotton, minerals, fertile land, Somalia had it all. But Britain's policy was clear. Destroy local Somali farms and industries to protect Egypt, India, Mauritius, Aden, Nigeria, Zambia and South Africa. That's why Somalia should sue Britain.
Joachim Simiyu speaks after he was defeated during the Bunge presidential vote, saying that PS Raymond Omolo and NIS sponsored his competitor. Listen to what Simiyu had to say.
Ile siku mlipiga kura, ndio majangili wa Jubaland walikuwa wanaingia Mandera. Badala ya kutuma polisi Mandera, wakatuma polisi wengi Jivanjiko, watu ambao wanakielewa. Kazi kubwa ati ndojo wake mwazikwe president ya bunge. Raymond Omolo akili yake yote hapa. Watu wa NIS akili yao yote hapa. Mpaka nyinyi mkachanganyikiwa mkapatia sangwenya ya NIS. Sasa kazi yake itakuwa tu kuja kusimama hapa kama president, anasikia mambo yenu, anaenda kusema. Mnataka hivyo? Ni hapo tumefika kama bunge. But I want to tell the Kenyan people that the only thing they took are the title, president and so forth. But bunge remains vigilant. Bunge remains a platform where we hold everyone to account. People power.
Gen Zs and millennials are currently the only generation that has the power to bring change in the Republic of Kenya. Listen to what Chegama Juice had to say about this.
Kenyans, I am putting this data for you, and especially the millennials and the Gen Zs. Mkitaka, you can change this country for good. Muneza wacha kukusikiza these tribal bigots na mbadilishe Kenya yetu. Anyone 40 years and below, if you look at that data, we are over 12 million voters. 40 years and below, those are millennials and the Gen Zs. You can change the course of this country. You can decide the kind of governance you want looking at this data. But you will find a young person bado ako na ujinga ya ikabira na ikabira. Yani wale walikuwa siku ya Moi na mambo na ukabira, siku ya Kenyatta mambo na ukabira, they are still controlling us with that narrative ya kabira so that they can be in those seats. I want you to look at this data well and just understand the power the young people have, that we can change the course of this country for good. We can be like Tanzania. And if we become like Tanzania, we'll become a superpower of this of Africa. Kenya, we can change this country. The millennials and the Gen Z, they have the power to decide 2027 election with issue-based election. Issue-based election. Mkiangalia character ya mtu, and we'll have the best. But twende ukabila, my friend, tutazeka kama our parents na ushenzi.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.